Good morning, everybody. It's another nice day out here on the farm, although it looks pretty breezy out there. I think they're saying like 35-mile-an-hour gusts. So, no, lots of fun. But today's cool project is a continuation of yesterday's project, and we are putting in our new woods monitors. So we got them from H2O, and it's the Smartrek system. So we need to get all kinds of stuff together. So I've got my tubing spooler, and I got a drill, and I gotta go find my vest with all my tools and other fittings. I think I still have couplings in there and hooks, and I need a tubing tool, and well, there's the vest. Here's the tool, and I believe this pocket still has, oh look, it has extra tubing. So it's got hooks, it's got couplings. Okay. How many hooks? Not many. But probably for what we will get to accomplish this morning, it's probably enough. I guess we'll see. Well, I'll probably grab more just to be on the safe side. Yeah, tubing tool. Yeah, okay, so this vest can come out with me. Now I don't have a hand free for the door. There we go. Let's step out of there. Okay, so vest, tools. Let's go find some more hooks. I think I've got more right here. Okay, we're back in business again. So I don't need to take a whole 100 hooks with me. So let's get them spread out. This other bag I already had. I already got rolls of tubing out in the tow sled. So now I gotta get, there, got hooks. All right, let's grab the camera. All right, let's go find out what else we need. We have, we need some red tees. And we've got tubing. Probably better grab another tubing tool. It's not just me out there today. I'll have a couple of us, so more tools will speed the process up a bit here. Except I am piling everything on this tool chest here, and that's where I've got the drill for saddles. I'll have to undo all that, but let's find the, oh, I guess first let's find those brand new saddles I just got. Okay, there's the upper part. I believe, there we go. There's our screws with the seals and the elbows. Perfect. Okay, so let me bring this. These things are a lot bulkier than the leader saddles. Let's just set them on the floor. No point in piling up more stuff on that than I already have. I guess we're gonna get into that box. So let's shut that down. See what we can get into here. Saddles, drill, spooler, and bits of tubing. All right. This is a nice confusing mess. Those fair cutters, people always want them. That's what we wanted. That is what we wanted. Cool. We're gonna need some wire ties though. We're gonna wire ties. Right there. Wire ties. This away. Okay, I guess now we gotta figure out. Ooh, there we go. Now I gotta figure out what size bit the screw gun needs for the screws for these saddles. I'll do that. I'm gonna put my gloves on. It's kind of chilly out here. And yes, my sugar house is a disaster right now. We have not gotten around to organizing it. We will have our annual get the sugar house in shape day just prior to or as the sap is coming in. It's like a Sawyer tradition around here. That's what we do every year. Okay. I do want to keep on to that bit though, because I'm going to want that. For later. I'll show you how we install these things. It's been a learning curve putting these things out in the woods. Not too complicated. It was more of a technical how do we do this kind of thing, more programming than anything. That was the learning curve. That's the right size. No, it is not. Well, that one, though, that was a little smaller. Oh, if that were the right size, that'd be beautiful. It is indeed. Perfect. Okay. Install that in the drill. Now I just zipped this bag back up because for some reason it slipped my mind that I need to put the screw back in it. And it's a very small little bag. It's not the easiest thing to work with when you got gloves on. Oh, there we go. Well, I said that. I did it rather easily. Cool. All right, let's go find out what else we need. Snowshoes, always a good idea. Let's back into here again. And we've got them sitting right here. Whole pile of snowshoes thawing out. And they are all thawed out now. So I need these two pairs. These two pairs and this pair. Oh, fiddlesticks. It's not easy grabbing 6 shoes, no shoes, in only one hand. I might not be able to do this. Oh. I did it! Alright, now we gotta somehow kick them open the door. That works. Ta-da! We made it. Okay. Add this to the pile. We've got quite the pile of stuff here. Got our saddles, got red tees. I've got tubing tool, extra pair of cutters, got wire ties. Ooh, we need the wire tire. Got the mainline drill. We've got screw gun. We've got a spool. It's got some tubing on it. I've got more tubing out in the sled. Got snowshoes. Got my vest, all the rest of my tools, and extra stuff. So I guess that's good. So we need a wire tying tool. And for this purpose, we use one of the old-fashioned whirligigs. They'll work pretty good for this. I'm thinking I better grab some more wire ties. Shouldn't need a ton, only need about 2 for every saddle anyways, but there. That's that. I guess it's time to go find the sled and bring it around and start loading all this stuff up. So much to do, so much to do. But monitors have been pretty cool to work with. Let me go find one and I'll show you what they look like. Well, like I said a little bit ago, so we got the H2O Smartrek system. Been fairly easy to set up. Comes with a tablet, and once you get that set up with your what they call your long-range gateway, which goes in a window, which we've got in our second floor window, overlooking the sugar bush, so it gets good signal that way. That gateway is going to connect with these out in the woods and then relay that information via Bluetooth connection to the tablet. And then the tablet can then upload that to the your online cloud, basically, where you can then access that with your login from other devices. You can get that on your phone, you can do it on a computer, whatever. So technically you can access this from anywhere you have internet. But setting this up has been pretty easy. We bring these out into the woods. I figure out where they're going, how many lines are going on them. This is a single port, so I'm only putting these on one line. I have heard people take one of these, pop it in, and they'll put a TE in, and they'll run tubing from 2 lines, put a TE in, and then it all comes into the one thing. So it's reading off of 2. I don't necessarily care for that idea. I'd rather spend a little extra money and get an extra one, or buy one that's got 3 ports or 2 ports, whatever it is, so that it'll have each one of those lines will be separated. So it'll be reading 3 different lines, 3 different sets of numbers instead of 3 lines, 1 number. But once you get out in the woods, you figure out where you want it, you hit your power button and make sure you've got connectivity. That'll be blinking right there steadily. Once it, this will blink a couple of times, and then this will blink steadily once you get connection. Once it's relaying back through the rest of the monitor network, because these will relay to one to another until it gets back to the house or your sugar house. Then you take your tablet, you scan the barcode in, and it uploads it for you into your system. Then you just pop in whatever you want to call the monitor, or whatever your line number is, or location, because you will use these ones here, the single ones for your pump houses too, to get vacuum off of the releasers, so that you can create a differential between the two. So you have basically a baseline that you're going to compare all your other monitors in the woods against. So with the one of the vacuum pumps, I'm saying, okay, your pumps are running 27 inches of vacuum, but then out of your 10 main lines, 2 of them are only running 22 inches. And it'll red flag those ones for you, and you can set that so it puts them right at the top of your screen when you open up your app, and they'll tell you, hey, these 2 are low, go out and go fix those ones. So we are really looking forward to using this year. We've been wanting to do this for, 4 or 5 years now, and just haven't been able to do it. This year we finally bit the dust. It was quite an investment up front, but I figure if it gains us half a pound per tap, our average has been about 4 pounds per tap. If it gets us up to 4.5, that extra half a pound on about 7,600 taps is going to pay for itself first year. I have been told, and I don't know how accurate that is, but depending on where you are, if you're averaging about 4 pounds per tap, you can figure an extra pound of increase from production, just because you've got all your leaks fixed and things are tight and you're getting that much extra sap. I don't know for sure. We will find out. The other thing we do have is I've got one that's got it's a tank level monitor, and that'll be an amazing jump for us at our remote pump house, because all the sap comes into there, and in order for that to get pumped over, we don't have power out there. I got to run out there, start a generator, manually set that thing to start pumping, and go from there. Don't always, I think last year, we thought that we knew of, it had overflowed that tank 3 times. And for how long it had been overflowing, we don't know. It was one of those deals, by the time I got up in the morning and got out there, and I'm talking early, it was already overflowing. And we had already set the pump to just do the generator and the pump to run as long as it could through the night, and just we lost that. So that'll be a major increase in production, just because that monitor is going to tell us, hey, it's 3/4 full, and you need to get out here and pump this, and it'll send an alert, and I can set that to send me an alert. It'll go through the monitor system back to the sugar house, but then I can have it send me a text message and straight to my phone. So wherever I am, I could be out here boiling syrup, I could be sleeping, and then 5 in the morning, the alarm will go off on my phone saying, hey, you got sap that's gonna overflow out there, you need to get out there and pump that. Huge savings in sap and time and labor. So we're looking forward to it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Prior to this, it's been running around in the woods, chasing down leaks, and which you didn't do anyways, but chasing down all the vacuum gauges. I think it takes us a good hour every day just to run through all the vacuum gauges, and maybe closer to an hour and a half if we're checking the valves at the end of the line. So we can check the valves at the beginning of the line, gauges on the upper end of the line, and it just takes us a lot of time. And then it's guesswork. Okay, well, which lines do we need to hit first? We pick the lowest ones, but those gauges, they sit out there all year round. They don't always read accurately year to year. So it's kind of hard to tell. Some of it's a guesswork. Some lines, the gauges just say, hey, we're at 20 inches of vacuum, and everything else is at 28. And you walk the line, you walk the line, you walk the line, and you still don't find the leak. And it's because the gauge is messed up, and it just happens. I'm sure that probably can happen with these things too. I'm hoping not. These things were fairly expensive. Being a dealer for H2O, I got a considerable discount, so I was able to save myself some money on that. But I'm really looking forward to not only being able to sell these, but be able to use them in the woods. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Can't wait. And I guess at this point, we need to go out and hit the woods once the rest of my crew is ready, and we'll go start plugging these things into main lines. I did run around yesterday getting some of these set up in the woods, just hanging them on in a tree, getting them ready. They're not hooked into the main lines yet, but they were out there just to make sure that they were going to connect to each other and create the network that we needed to get all that information back here to the sugar house. So it doesn't do them any good to be sitting out in the woods and they're not reaching out to each other. So I guess that's pretty much it in a nutshell from what I understand of it. I have not figured everything out yet. Like I said, this is like brand new. We're day 2 into this project. I am sure by the end of this season we'll have lots more to tell you. And once I got things really running and the season, we'll have to do a follow-up video and show you what it looks like with the lines in operation, with sap coming in, what's the vacuum gauges telling you, what are all the temperature differences, because it will read your temperature out in the woods too. Yeah, information overload. That was what my brain was at yesterday. There's just so much to take in. But we'll keep you updated. There you go. Okay, it's hooked. You can pull it. Okay, so we are running our tubing. This one is catching. Apparently, I forgot to mark it the other day. Good thing I brought my marker with me. This is catching lines 108, 110, and 111. And it's skipping 9 because
these lines end here. 9 goes another 1,500 feet or so beyond this point, way up the mountainside. So it's got its own vacuum monitor for 9 and 7. 7's got the same thing going on. It's quite a ways up there. But pretty easy. We're running tubing. We're getting it nice and tight. Putting our saddles in to hook the tubing up to the pipe. We'll put a T in here, which we'll show in a minute. That hooks in here, and then I'm just going right across. So it'll be 108, 110, 111. If that makes any sense. And then on the programming side, back of the house, I'll program it so that that's, you know, accordingly, labeled accordingly in on the computer for program, so that we know what line we need to actually go fix. Because it'd be really a pain if we have them mislabeled, and so it says, yeah, line 108 is got a leak on it, and really it's 110 or however it works. But I'm assuming everything's going left to right when it says, you know, line 1, line 2, line 3 on our, or port 1, 2, 3 on the node itself, or monitor node. They call them nodes, so I'm trying to call them nodes so that I get everything correct. Okay, so we're gonna go run some more tubing, and I'll show you how we put saddles in. They are very quiet out here. The girls are kind of camera shy, so they don't get on the camera very often. But in way of introductions, on the left is my lovely wife Rachel, and on the right-hand side is our sister Cassie. I guess we don't go higher than that. Here. Get up there. Ooh, I think it's so easy to reach. I'm not sure why I put that monitor up so high, but there we go. That'll work. I think as long as that slide fitting holds it on the.
It should. It looks like it should.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as long as that works, then we should be good. Supposed to be, anyways. That's the general idea.
Are you hooking it on the
Plastic? You want me to hook it on the plastic?
or you want it on the actual?
I hooked it on the plastic. You want me
Yeah,
on the
that's
plastic?
on the plastic. First, we can unhook. Now my snowshoes are tangled. Get my machete. Step out of the camera so you can see what they're doing.
Stay up
Not enough stretch now?
I think maybe it's too tight.
Too tight? Ready?
there. No, still don't. There we go. Yay.
Alright, no, that's not going anywhere.
Yeah, you can use that.
Okay, you're putting it like
Yeah, I'll
somewhere.
probably put the saddle in there somewhere. Yep. All right, well, while they're running that last run of tubing, we'll go get working on saddles. All right, let's get some saddles put in. Let's see, it's gonna go about there. I'll pull out my saddle drill, or mainline drill, I guess is what you call it. That just snaps in place. As you see, Mine is very old and well used. And to hold springs in place and everything, because things are so worn out, I've had to put tape around it. And put that on there quite a few years ago, and that's still held up. So it's working. All right, so today we are on to the new H2O saddles. We haven't really used them before. This is the first year. And it just so happens that another Maine producer who's also on YouTube, Scott Dunn Family Maple, figured this trick out. I've been watching his videos, like, aha, good to know, because I got a bunch that I got to put in. So I need a seal, let's see. We're doing so many of these things, and there's so many parts and pieces. I just got everything in a little cardboard box. I'm just carrying that around with me. Normally I'd have that all in my vest and everything. So you put your seal on, you put your saddle piece in, you just leave it hanging like that. You take the elbow and you set that on, kind of get it started. Then Scott's trick was you put it under the wire and then push down. A lot easier than trying to push that on with just your bare fingers, because that hurts. Okay, so that's that piece. You latch the little tab on the bottom. You get a screw. Get a screw. I want one. Come on. Yep, there we go. And the drill. Rather the screw gun. And there we go. It's in. And they fit on so tight, I don't even think I'm gonna mess with wire tying them. You can see down here, this one, I've got that wire tied, and I've shown you videos of that before, but I don't think I even need to mess with that this time around. For these ones, because they fit on so tight. I think it'd just be a waste of my time trying to put them on there. There. And probably the reality is if a tree came down and yanked on this tubing, and it had to come down real hard to do anything to that saddle to make that leak. They do swivel, which is kind of interesting, but because that barb is inside a rubber gasket, I'm assuming that once you tighten everything up, it squeezes that rubber onto the barb, and it shouldn't be a problem. But first one's hooked up. We got 2 more to do. Then we can show you how we hook everything up to the monitor itself. So let's get moving. We're ready. You want to walk us through what you're doing there?
Okay, so we put the tubing tool on. I'm gonna cut it so that we can put the RT in. You want to make sure that you have your NT against the tree so that you'll get your vacuum pressure from your line. Cassie's gonna stick this up in here and make sure that's lined up. There, and we're gonna push it. Slowly steer. And there you go. And we take this off, and then we measure how much we want, which probably about
Something like that, yeah, that looks pretty good. Be a nice little loop.
That's that.
Sorry, I think you guys have to push your fingers. And there you go.
So then we just take this and just push that on there, which, there we go. Oop. Yep, steady that monitor. This was easier with 2 hands. How many hands does it take to set up a monitor? Okay, this was a lot easier than all the other ones I've done, folks. This is, don't take this as it's that hard. There we go. And there you go. That's the first line hooked up. All right, back front of the saddle, which I think is gonna go in right here. Let's snap that wire tie out of our way. Yeah, I can go in here. Actually, I can go in here. That's even better yet. Well, same as last time. Fill your hole. Put a seal in. Put your top piece in. There we go. So, seal. Push that in. Put your top plate on. And you got that. Except this isn't that close to the wire. This is going to be a little interesting to get that one on here. Well, folks, this is going to be a tricky one. Oh, there we go. We got it. Snap that little hook in there. Get another screw again. Huh. Well, there we go. Could almost operate without gloves today. It's so warm. And sunny. And if I'm squinting a little bit, it's because it's very bright out here. You can tell in the video. The weatherman royally screwed up the forecast. They called for cloudy. I see a few white puffy clouds in the sky. Everything else is crystal blue. And sunny. I would have worn my sunglasses had I known, but then again, the weatherman has a very, very hard time forecasting for the mountains of Maine. There we go. Have a saddle in. One more to go. Okay, I've got, second one, third one. Then you just take your tubing and you just push it on there. Technically it's over the barb, but I kind of want to get it all the way up. There we go. And that's secure. And just for good measure, I'll show you one more. There we go. It's that easy. All right, this part of the process, we're on, I think, day 3 of this project now. We take our node. I've already taken a board, put it on my tree. It's by my main line. I'm going to turn it on. And it blinks. Blinks again. It's going to blink a couple of times, and then this one will go, kick on and start blinking. Anytime now. Well. Yep, there it goes, see? So now it is looking for connection to the rest of the network. I'm going to pop that on there. Make sure you get your drill on your slowest setting so that you don't strip anything out. Just kind of snug it up a little bit. Away we go. I'm going to set my screw gun down. Then the tablet that comes with it, you pull that out, boot that up, swipe that over, pull up our Smartrek app here. I'm going to go up to my little tab here in the 3 dots, pull it up. I'm going to hit new node. It's got the barcode scanner here. I'm going to pull that up. As soon as it sees it, it scans it, puts it in. I'm going to label this one line 407. I'm going to hit the check mark, and it's been added to the system. This is my list of gauges out here, and so there we go, line 407 right at the very bottom. Now, this will stop blinking once it's connected, and this one up here will start blinking. Right now, it is not finding the home base, working its way back to the sugar house. Apparently, if you stick it in sleep mode, it will take hours for everything to reboot and find themselves and go, oh yeah, we need to wake up and start doing something. Don't do that. I don't recommend doing it at all at this point, because I just figured this out and we are yet to start our season, but thankfully. But yeah, just word of the wise, don't put it in sleep mode until like you're at the very end of your season, you're done, you're ready to pull taps, but you're not ready to pull your monitors, I guess. So don't do that. But it should be blinking. I don't know if I've got connection all the way back here. This one's quite a ways from the next one. I'm thinking once everything's booted up and working correctly, I may yet still need a couple of relays that they don't hook into a main line or anything. They just relay. All they do is you set them in a tree. They relay the signal from this back to the rest of the system. I don't know how many I'm going to need yet. I'm thinking probably 2 or 3, because this hill here, these main lines are quite a ways apart from each other. I do have one more, probably a couple 100 feet from here. So that one should relay to this one, but then this one still needs to go somewhere. And the next one's, I don't know, what do you think? 1,000, 1,500 feet from this point here, something like that. So it's quite a ways out, and I don't know if it'll reach there, a line of sight, or if it does, maybe I don't know if it's going to connect very well, because it'll be only this one relaying to that one. It won't be where you've got multiple nodes connected to each other and relaying information, all, interconnected, so like this node's not going to relay to the next line. So 406, if it might do that, but then 405, is that going to relay all the way back up here to 407? Probably not, because at that point it's dipped down the other side of the hill. I don't know. I guess ideally what you want is multiple nodes connecting to each other, not just in a line, but they might be able to skip a couple of nodes to reach the next one, kind of a thing. It's the way I understand this. This is all new to us, so this is a learning curve. We're kind of figuring this out as we go. So we'll catch you up on any updates as we go along. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, and share a few of our videos, friends and other maple producers. And we look forward to hearing from you if you got any questions or comments and tips, tricks, and we'll see you in the next video.